Michael Ocher is a pro's pro. He coaches some of my favorite names in the woo-woo world. Spiritual thought leaders, people I've looked up to for years. But until I came across his work, I had never heard of something called Access Consciousness. I'm always open to all things 5D, and I get something out of every single episode I do, every experience I have. But this one, I'm shaking my head because I can't quite articulate how simple this is. And yet, if you apply it to your life will change. Access consciousness is so simple. It's so simple that I'm going to have the eye rollers doing exactly that. They're going to be rolling their eyes at this, being like, this cannot possibly be that life-changing. But today, I invite you to release the eye rolls, to take in what Michael says, to be open to this tool changing your life. Because while you can go deeper with a practitioner, and Michael is a beam of light, I know you will love him, but really the first steps to having more joy, more ease, and more glory in your life are sitting right here in the next 40 minutes. Hi, I'm Laura Scarpati, filmmaker and woo-woo enthusiast. Here today to cut through the noise, pull back the veil, and cozy up in the space between reality and spirituality. Thanks for listening to The Woo Report. Michael Ocher, so honored to have you. Thank you for being on The Woo Report.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you work with some of my favorite follows in the spiritual space, Jenna Zoe being my number one. And I've been following you since she's posted about you a while back now. And you work in the world of access consciousness, which before Jenna posted about you, I had never heard about it before. I'm like deep in the woo scene. I love exploring all the different tools and modalities. And so I have a lot of questions. I don't know anything about this. And I think that this audience is going to be brand new to it too. So let's jump right in. For someone who's never heard of access consciousness, what is it and how does it work?
Access consciousness is a set of tools to help you change, transform, and create whatever you desire. And
Sounds
I've been
great.
doing, yes, right? What else do you need?
Literally sounds perfect. Okay.
Yes.
What are we doing here?
Yes.
Tell me more.
So it's a really big body of wisdom. Like it has so much to it. The most amazing thing that drew me to it was its simplicity. How simple, and I'm sure both of us are on a path of change, transformation, right? Becoming better, greater versions of ourselves. But there's like a moment that was, and I've been doing this for a long time also, that was like, okay, so like how? And to me, access is the easiest way of how to actually change, how to transform, how to change your beliefs. One of the biggest teachings, and I'm sure everyone knows this, is that your point of view create your reality, and your reality does not create your point of view. So once you own that, once you choose it, once you receive that perspective and that point of view, then everything becomes transmutable. Then everything becomes, just a point of view. There's so many ways to help a person to just simply have change, ease, joy, and glory, which is one of the mantras of Access Consciousness, which is all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And that's what it's all about. It's all about you can, deserve, and should have incredibly happy, fulfilling life. And Access is one incredibly simple way to get there.
So you talk about point of view.
Yeah.
Can you just give me a very simple example? Like, what's a point of view that maybe like on the other end, like what's a point of view that would maybe give us something that we wouldn't want?
Great question. A point of view that you would not want. You know what? I'll also add, so some point of views are not that clear to us. They're a little bit on a more subconscious level.
Yes.
And you got to own
They're
that.
tricky.
Very.
Yes.
Very tricky. Yeah.
Yes.
So, for example, if we would ask anyone, do you want an incredibly nurturing, fun relationship? Everyone would say yes. right?
Yeah.
Do you want more money than you can spend? Yes, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, however, you have some attachments to it, like a point of view that says, well, no, all relationships are difficult, and I have to always lose myself in a relationship. Now, if you have that point of view, you are powerful enough to create that reality for you. So you're actually going to look for a partner who's gonna enforce and prove that point of view back to you, who's going to be not, necessarily welcoming, respecting, and honoring and nurturing, but who's going to prove your point of view. So point of view they're just point of view, and a lot of the ones we have are great. I'm sure everyone listening here has a point of view of that there's something more to life. There's something beyond what you see with your with your eyes and your five senses, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's something beyond that, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it be astrology, human design, meditation, etc. There is something much more than just this corporeal physical world. And when you fully start to operate from that, and when you're like, oh, so what points of view do I have? You start to explore it, and you start to see, are all points of view that I have about relationship will create the best relationship? Or is there work that I need to do? Is there exploration that I need to dive in on a little bit deeper aspect of myself, right? Because again, most of them are not very like on the surface. We're not.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where I'm at in my journey, is where I feel like I know that I have limiting beliefs, but I'm like, what is the root of them? Like, what is it? And how do you figure out what it is? I mean, you could do a bunch of different things that I'm asking a bunch of people about different things you could do, like hypnosis, meditation, probably access consciousness.
Right.
So like identifying these sort of limiting beliefs or points of view that are holding you back. And what's like the first step to identify something like that?
The first step is to be present with where you are at the moment. For example, if I do, I basically have sessions and classes that I offer, right? And when I do a private session, I ask the person to obviously tell me what they would like to desire and create in life in general. But it really helps to be where you are right now. Because believe it or not, whatever you're going through right now is very much connected and related to something big that you want to create. So one is to be very present. Another one is to drop judgments against yourself.
That's a tough one.
Yes. And that's I would say that's like one of the main reasons why we're here, is to really start to look at what kind of judgments, limiting beliefs you have against yourself. And what if a true invitation of life is for you to completely drop all of them and to go into a space where you honor and celebrate yourself on a daily basis? Imagine that life, right?
That sounds great.
Right?
That sounds really awesome. Yes. I mean, this is the work. This is, I feel like, the work that we all are doing. And it's like you either want to do the work and you want to look at that part of you, or you don't.
Yep.
Or you're not ready yet. Maybe you're not ready yet.
Yeah. Or it's not for you. There's so many different, there's 8 billion people. Some people, there is not everyone necessarily is interested into looking at your, not claiming that ownership, because the limiting belief with that can be like, oh, so you're saying it's all my fault. And that's not what it means. Also, that's a limiting belief that people have. It's like when you present that idea, it's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm creating all the pain, uncomfortable and gory that I have in my life. Like, what are you telling me?
Right.
That's not what it means. No, that's the point of Access. One of the main goals of Access is to empower us to know what we know. Meaning to empower an individual, that it is actually a power. It's not something that you're doing wrong. You actually are doing it right. You just need a little bit more clarity.
It's one of those things that we hear a lot right now is we're going to take our power back. We're taking our power back.
Yeah.
We're taking our power back. And I feel like this is really at its core what it is to take our power back.
Amen.
Is to recognize that all the things that we're doing is not wrong. We just need to have lots of grace with ourselves and be like, actually, you're doing great, sweetie. Lots of
Amen.
Pats on the
Like
back.
one of the most important things right there, one of the most important things is on a daily basis to give yourself credit and to say, you know what, I've been doing great. I am doing great. And how does it get any better? Which is actually ironically, it's the question. And like in Access, you don't have so many like mantras, you have questions.
Oh, what,
And
like what?
that's like this is the one that drew me to Access, which was how does it get any better?
Oh,
So you are learning to be in a continuous state of asking a question, because once you ask a question, your brain starts to look for whatever you're requesting. So if you are in a constant state, living, literally being a question of how does this get any better, then you will continuously find ways of how everything in your life can get better.
oh. Okay. So, a question, one more question about limiting beliefs, though.
Yes.
I feel like so I mentioned it's hard for me to tackle my own limiting beliefs, but I actually feel like it's easier to see when others are having limiting beliefs. I don't know
True.
whether that's just my experience, but maybe there's like a block for myself. But there's someone I know who has a bunch of limiting beliefs, and I feel like they're always saying when they're saying the limiting beliefs, they're saying, and I say to them, it's just a limiting belief. They
Right.
say, it's just being realistic. I'm just being realistic.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
So like tell me like what do I
That's
say to that?
powerful. You know what? You gotta tell them that that is true. If that's your choice and that is how you want to look at it, then that will be true for you. There's no way to argue that.
Yeah.
Because it is the being, it is the individual, the person themselves that chooses the point of view that they have. So if I'm going to say that, oh, well, this is what it means to be real, then that is what's going to be true for you. But then you got to ask yourself, wait, is that the only, and is that the best question? Is that the best answer for you? Is that the best question also for you? Because there can be, you do get to choose which point of view you have. And you want to ask yourself, wait a minute, is that your truth or did you buy it from somebody else? Because society, the world, history, media,
So much
everything
noise.
is
Yes.
so much noise. It's
Yeah.
broadcasting so much limitation to you. You have this wrong, your body is wrong, your relationship is wrong, you don't have enough money. You're constantly bombarded with all of this. So one of the things you need to start to do is you need to ask yourself, is that truly my truth? Or did I buy it, receive it, believe into it because of somebody else?
That's
So
good.
and are our parents huge influence on our,
Oh, for sure.
right?
I know. How am I limiting my children right now? What am I saying to them?
You're probably not doing that much, don't worry. That's a big thing. When people are on this journey, they gotta acknowledge that you're doing so much better.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing
You know,
great.
yes.
Right. Yes, thank you.
When I had my first son, I was constantly in this word like I don't want to give him trauma. I don't want to give him like this. And then I read something so smart. It's like if you even have that point of view, I don't want to induce trauma onto them. There's no chance you will induce trauma onto them. And I was like, oh, that's true.
Oh, that's great.
That's so true, right?
That's
It's because you're,
wonderful.
yeah.
We have great
People
intentions.
literally, we really do.
Yeah, we do.
So yeah,
It does make me feel better.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so talk to me. We're asking ourselves questions. And so what
Yes.
does this look like? So we're working with you or working with a coach, or how are we working with Access Consciousness to like kind of take ourselves down the path in order to get rid of these limiting beliefs?
Step one would be a great step would be education, would be starting to learn more about it, right? Because I, besides working with coaches and taking classes, I just read books about it. I took classes, audio classes about it. And once I started to hear certain things, they lit up very big light bulbs in my head. I was like, oh, that's what it all means. That's what it means to be a soul. It means you're an infinite being. I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. That's what, when I'm having, a huge education and re-education about emotions, feelings, beliefs, thoughts, right? Your ability to receive. So you start to introduce this information, but it's really like consciousness and energy into your field, into your reality. And you start to sense like, oh, wait a minute, that's huge. That can be a really life-changing experience. If I add that small, tiny question, how does it get any better? My life starts to get better, right? I'm a living proof of that. Like I started to use that. I kind of want to go back, but I don't want to go back. I want to always move forward. But when I learned it a few years ago, I was saying it probably like 100 times a day. Like everything is just, how does it get any better? And it constantly did, right?
Yes.
So step one is education. That would be absolutely amazing. If you want to take it a little bit further, you have so many facilitators. I'm one of them who, you know, Laura, it's just like even starting the conversation, so much stuff starts to come up in that conversation. Because even though, for example, I know all this stuff, I have so many friends, other facilitators, right? That when I'm in a state of like stuck and like, what the F is going on here? I'm reaching out to them and being like, hey, can you just talk to me about this? That willingness to be open, to hear and receive something different about it, boom, 90% of the whole thing changes.
Wow.
Like you shared, for example, you see someone and they have so many limiting beliefs, right?
Yes.
So when you are willing to have someone who obviously can hold space for you and has kindness and care for you, to be that, I don't know, not a mirror, but like a reflector, or like someone who is going to give you that point of view back, that is an incredible experience. I've had life-changing experiences that way.
What you're saying reminds me of how I feel about Kabbalah, of
Yeah.
how when I'm first starting to study Kabbalah right now. And I love it so much. I love what you said earlier about Access Consciousness too, about the simplicity of it.
Yes.
So I haven't really talked a lot about Kabbalah on here, but I'm really curious how they are different. Like how there's the simplicity in both. Is it
Good question.
just totally different, or?
I basically practice both. You know, I was a Kabbalah teacher for 20 years in the Kabbalah Center, an incredible space to learn, to practice, community, just amazing. I'm still part of it, amazing part of my life. And I still practice it. What the difference with Access, it's just like tools. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't give you like so much teaching, or kind of like it has a little bit more of simplicity and practicality for me. However,
Okay.
do I still combine both, and do I still find parallels with both? 100%, yes, 100%. For example, you know, like I'll tell you, you probably, if you started your Kabbalah journey and experience, so in Kabbalah, everything is referred to as the light of the Creator, and that is the source of everything. So, and then in Access, it's consciousnse. And I'm like, oh, that's what the light force of the Creator truly is infinite consciousness, right? Because the one of the mantras, not mantras, but one of the kind of teachings of Access is consciousness includes everything and judges nothing, including judgment itself. And
Impossible to do on a human planet.
Limiting belief. No, we're going there. We're going there. Gotcha.
Totally got me. You got me. I'm like, oh, that's impossible here. I guess it's not. How does it get better?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I want to dip back into like the practicality of Access Consciousness, but I do want to switch to Kabbalah for just a minute,
Sure.
because I really haven't talked about it on here. And I would love for you, could you just explain Kabbalah in like simplistic terms? I see your red string too. And
Yes.
it's funny, like, so it's funny because when I tell my friends, like, do you know anything about Kabbalah? They're always like, is that the Madonna red string situation? And I was like, yes, but I don't actually know anything about, like, I feel like I didn't, you know, that's not how I learned about Kabbalah. So like, I do know now that yes, Madonna was into Kabbalah, but like, I don't understand. I actually don't know the red string and what that means. So will you explain it for us, please?
Absolutely. So in general, Kabbalah is a teaching that is also, its goal and target is to create a better life for everyone, for absolutely everyone. And its main teachings are consciousness, is energy, is that you create your reality. Like everything that we spoke about, Kabbalah is absolutely aligned with that. It's about owning your own experience also, that you are the creator of your reality. It's well, everything that I said kind of, I don't want to repeat it from Access, but they're very much aligned. They're very much.
That's it reminds me so much of it. Yes,
Yeah,
which is it's
yeah, yeah.
aligned for you. Obviously, you were doing Kabbalah for
Exactly,
20 years, and you're like, I'm just
exactly,
gonna move into this other thing too. It's the same thing, ish,
exactly,
same ish thing. Yes.
exactly. Now, if you're asking specifically about red string, it's also energy. It's a very special, unique item because it's not just a string, but what happens is teachers from the Kabbalah Center go to energy centers in Israel actually and charge it with light and consciousness. So the main kind of like the superficial version of it is it protects you against evil eye. However, if you read the book about it and if you read like a little bit into it, the point of it is always whenever you're feeling like stuck or feeling weird energy or being like is someone judging me, someone jealous of me, the point of it is you look at it and you're like, no, I'm the light of my life, and where can I turn the light more in order for that energy to dissipate and to not be part of my reality. So it's not like, oh, just put it on and you'll be magically protected and healed. No, if you have a consciousness that I'm a victim, that everyone's against me, and I judge everyone and give you on myself, you might as well not put it. Like, there's no point. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But if you want an energetic reminder and kind of like a plug, that then it's gonna do that work for you.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really bummed that when I was in LA, I did not know about Kabbalah because I would have loved to have gone to the Kabbalah Center. And now I'm
I
in upstate
highly
New York,
recommend
which is
it.
like a little far from the New York Center. It's just I
Yeah.
gotta find a space here. I gotta find a space. But
True.
we're gonna figure out how that gets better
Yes. Exactly.
after this conversation is over.
Exactly.
Yeah, go ahead.
One more, you know what? I do want to add one more mantra of Access is what else is possible?
What else is possible?
What else is possible? So if you have a desire, like when I have students or someone who desires to create an event or a space for anything, for Access or for Kabbalah, I tell them, be in a question, what else is possible? Is there a possibility to, you can reach out to the center and ask for one of your teachers to come, or, you know what I mean? There's so many possibilities. So what else is
Oh, I
possible?
like this. Oh,
Yeah.
this is great. What other questions are we asking? What are some other examples? Are those the two main ones?
So there's literally infinite.
Infinite. There's infinite.
You know what? The big one that comes to me that blew my mind when I heard it is, and listen, I want to like literally pause for everyone to receive this, is what's right about me that I'm not getting?
What's right about me that I'm not getting? That really just took me a while to unfold that.
Yeah.
Wow. Because
When was the last time?
we spin on the what's wrong with me, right? That's why we spin
100%.
there. Yes.
100%.
Wow.
That's our normal status of operation and constant
Wow.
in the juice of judgment and wrongness of you.
Yes.
So to actually pause and to have so much respect and kindness to you, where you're going to be like, no, stop judging yourself. Literally stop. That's my message to the world. Stop judging yourself, guys.
Yes.
Like, there's no need for that.
Yes.
And imagine asking yourself that question, even when things go wrong. So what you said is a great example of when something doesn't go your way, you're instantly like, what's wrong? What did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? How come that date didn't work? Why am I not? Again, that didn't work. Another interview that didn't work, etc. You put yourself into that spin and you keep spinning in that energy. And the more you ask what's wrong with me, you will actually be provided with information of what's wrong with you.
Yes.
You actually create more reasons to judge yourself.
No, this is really good. This is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
We got to ask
Yeah.
questions that give us better answers. What are we
That
doing?
give us more awareness and possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
huge. It's huge.
Wow. I also heard about bars. I heard about bars.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay.
What are the bars?
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So, Access, you can say, has like three branches, let's say, to it, right?
Okay.
It's the verbal teachings, which is the
Yep.
classes, the facilitations, etc. Another aspect to it is body work, which is something phenomenal, and it's very not present in a lot of teachings and modalities and coaches, which is something that you specifically processes you do with the body. So you can call it healing, but it's really not just healing, because it's something, it could be a point of view or like a judgment that you've been believing for so long that literally gets almost like injected into your body. And that's how disease is created, and that's how unease is created. Even a relationship can be limited by a certain judgment you like implanted into your body. And there's a whole body of work called body processes, and one of the easiest and lightest ones is called Access bars, which is a very simple technique. It's 32 points on your head that if you take one class of bars, you're certified to practice it. And when you press it, it starts to release judgments connected with a certain area of your life. So the practitioner, for example, when I run, it's called running someone's bars, right? So when you run someone's bars, you touch these points, and very simply, you're like, money bar run, for example. You're going to start to clear the judgments and energy a person has, not just stuck in their being, in their soul, but in their body, about control, creativity, money, body, sex, like literally everything. It's
This is wild.
incredible.
So wait,
Yeah.
you're using your hands or you're using actual bars?
No, 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 no. There's no use. Bar, the word bar comes from you touch 2 points, and it says you have a bar here that
Oh,
creates a
through.
limitation. Yes.
Oh. Whoa. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Wow, mind
Yeah.
is blown. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
After
this.
that, when you have a session, and for example, I use bars, you can have bars run in total silence, and you feel, I mean, talking about peace and tranquility, that's just like next level.
Wow. But just like having a practitioner do that
Yes.
on your head.
In total silence, almost like you know, it's not Reiki and it's not acupuncture, but your sense and your feeling afterwards is so much peace,
Ooh.
so
And like
much.
space, and do you feel like, so you can't, they can't be gone after one session. Okay, are they?
Oh, you know
Limiting
what?
belief.
You
Over
know
here.
what? After it depends on the person receiving the session, actually. Just
Yeah,
like
of
with
course.
everything, it
Yes.
depends on you, how much you want to receive from that session. If you want to clear, and if you are changing, and if you're choosing like a direction, like I really want to explore a certain area of my life, you will start to see, it's phenomenal to experience it. But when I run someone's bars and we have a conversation about a topic, you start to get the energetics of everything, because actually limiting beliefs are energetic also.
Yeah.
So, it could be that, well, I'm not worthy and deserving of having infinite abundance. And when you're running the bars and you start talking about it, you're going to be like, oh, wait a minute, that's actually a safety mechanism for me. People believe having less is safer. People believe having an abusive relationship is safer because at least I have someone, you know. People believe, it's really insane when you start to dig into it, and it's not like
Yes.
very cognitive. But once you
Yes.
start to get into it, you are just like blown away, and the clarity you can have after that, phenomenal. Like,
So the bars work is
mhm,
on your head. Do you
yes.
go down the body anywhere else? Is there like
No,
body work that goes up? No.
no, no, no. There is in the body processes that if someone wants to, they can have body processes run on the body. They are, yes, there are points on the body, etc. The bar specifically is only points on the head.
Okay. And then you said there's three parts of access. So is there a third part?
Yes, the third part is energetic. It's run by Dr. Dane here, and I mean everyone does it, like I do it also, and it's simply energetic. So, for example, in a session of, it's called Symphony of Possibility session, you would do.
I love that.
I love your
I
response.
love that. It's so good. A symphony of possibility. Like
Right?
make it a hit. It's a number one hit. So good.
I love this. Love this. And so if a body process or a body work is done with touching the body, this is totally outside the body. And this is, you can do, like, for example, I do it obviously on my clients, but one of the most amazing sessions I've done, you can do it to a city, you can do it to land when you learn how to do it.
Oh.
Like, I was visiting my home country, Georgia, right, and the city
Not
I'm
in the
born
US.
in.
Yeah.
It's not the US. And I was it's a beautiful, beautiful place, and I was like, you know what, this whole city needs like a different energy. So I started doing like a little bit of energy work and a symphony work on the whole city, and it was like the energy changes. The energy changes. And one of the fundamental parts of it is that you are energy. You are pure energy. The more you solidify yourself, the more you make yourself solid, concrete, and like, this is just my body. I'm just my body, right? That's a point of view a lot of people have, by the way, is I'm just this body. You're not just your body. You're an infinite being. You're outside your body, actually, right? Your body is inside you. And when you start to function from that you are an energetic being, and you can actually direct energy and play with energy and be aware of energy, boom, a whole new, universe opens up for you.
So by doing this, you're setting intentions? Does it look like meditating? Does it look like journaling? Like, what does it look like?
You mean like before a session, or
when you're like doing the symphony, when you are
when you
executing the symphony? Like, what are you?
Step one is being very present. Step one is being very present and allowing the person obviously to hear them, right? To see where they are, what they're experiencing. And what you're doing is you're instantly tapping into the energy of it. So if I'm doing a session with someone and someone's presenting me with limiting beliefs or limiting energies, one of the things you learn as a facilitator is that you don't buy it as true. I want to be very clear. My intentions when I'm doing a session is I am there to call out the lies and limitations.
I'm scared. But like, also, yes, this is how we do it.
Right?
But like,
Exactly.
also, like,
Yeah. So you want it or not, because that is my choice, intention, and direction in a session, I will pick it up. I had a session yesterday with someone I've been doing sessions for a long time, and they're going through a really special experience in their life, and they're like, yeah, getting closer to marriage, etc. And they're like, yeah, I want to move all the old energy out. And as we're talking about it, we're talking about the energy, et cetera, et cetera. And then we started to become very clear that it is something not very directly related with what she calls energy, but it is actually something very different. That she worded it perfectly. I need to let go of that old energy. But how she saw it was completely different to what it really was, which was, going beyond how she grew up. Right? But she didn't necessarily see it. It was first like, well, my partner needs to change, etc. And then she became very clear that, no, it's me that needs to let go of that. It's me that needs to let go of the old, not pouring it on my partner and saying, well, they need to get better. Which is, by the way, all of us, not, we're all very tricky that way.
For sure. I know. No, I love this. I love this for all relationships. All relationships that are romantic and not romantic, like
True.
My relationships with my kids. Like, but I will say, one thing that my 8-year-old comes home and says all the time is like, this person did this, but I also know that it's becoming like it's a victim mentality mindset.
Yeah.
And I'm having trouble rewiring that or helping him rewire that. Like to an 8-year-old, I don't know. Got any ideas?
That's a great question.
It's like, it's you.
Yeah.
But like an 8-year-old, you have to take responsibility, take ownership. And I'm trying to empower him and make him feel more independent. But
you could, one of the fundamental things in Access is the power of choice.
Yes.
That's one of the kind of like the foundational principles of Access, is that you always have a choice.
Yes.
And believe it or not, I have a 3-year-old, and
Cute.
yeah, I don't know if you remember that age.
I do, but
You
I'm
do.
glad I'm not there now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have a 5-year-old too, so we're not that far away. But
Right, right. It's being pushed to your, things are coming up for you that I'm like, oh, I need sessions now. Like, someone facilitate me.
1000%. No one's a better teacher than my children. No
No,
one.
no, 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 no. They push you like
Yes.
nothing.
Yeah.
So even though he's free, and we had like I love him. Like, he's great. He's an incredible
Of
being.
course.
Like
Yes.
everything. But there are moments when it's like the no, right? I'm like,
You
literally,
have to
brush your
limit
teeth.
him.
No.
Yes, right.
And we start to go into a conflict, and I paused, and I'm like, wait a minute. His name is Davidi, and I'm like, Davidi, what are you choosing right now? Believe it or not, 3 years old, he paused and his energy changed. It
What are
was
you choosing?
it was phenomenal to experience it, because I have it in my head like I need to talk to an adult, someone who gets it, right? Like, who I can talk to ask that question. I asked him, what are you choosing? And he completely paused for like 5 seconds, and the whole energy changed. He became cooperative. We had we could communicate as much as you can with a 3-year-old, right? But because this is like the law of the universe. It doesn't matter who you talk to. It's not about whether or not you believe it or you understand it or anything like that. It's the law of the universe that your choice creates your reality. So even for an 8-year-old, the idea you can start introducing, it's all about introduction, right? It's an invitation. There's no way to force it onto him. But you can say, hey, what are you choosing right now?
What are you choosing right now? That is
Yeah,
so good.
yeah.
That is so good. That's so good. Because, it makes me think of in Kabbalah, I've been listening to David Guillaume's
Mm-hmm.
modules, and in it, he talks about our triggers, which when I think
Right.
about a trigger, like I think about my kids a lot. And, he says to say, pause, what a gift.
True.
Pause, what a gift. And the
Yeah.
pause, what a gift, because this is teaching me how I can expand into something closer to the light of the creator.
Right.
And I can look at what my soul's correction is trying to teach me. Like, what am I being taught? I'm being taught something here. I'm learning something.
Yeah.
And man, that's a big struggle when it comes to my kids. I've been trying. I've been really, really
Mm-hmm.
trying. I've been like, what a gift, even though I'm
Yeah.
like, want to see red. But what I'll say is, not to move into something like a little bit more serious, but I was finding myself like in the middle of doing these Kabbalah modules,
Mm-hmm.
I was finding myself really frustrated with the world of today. And I know I mentioned this in our email, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you can help, because you open Instagram and then I see things happening in the US with ICE, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
it's so triggering. It's so
Yeah.
hard for me to take that Kabbalah teaching and say, pause, what a gift. Am I still
Yeah.
supposed to be doing that? And when I see this, like, what is happening? Please help.
Such a good question, Laura. Thank you. It's one thing that I do want to add for anyone that is studying Kabbalah is one of the tools is the pause.
Yes.
Now, after you pause, that's where I took access and presented myself with so many other questions you can start asking. What else is possible here? How does this get any better? What's right about me? What a gift is this? You know what I mean? Like, then the pause, you can amplify it and kind of like have it a little bit tuned up.
Yes.
Now, another beautiful thing, and I'm going to quote Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness. And he said, with everything that's going on in the world, he said, it's not about necessarily doing, it's what are you being and what can you be with all of this? And that was a game changer for me. Because when you start to look at anything that you don't like, you presume that I instantly need to do something. Right? You go into a mode of action, like I need to do it, which is also important. But your action is much more potent and much more powerful when you are being something. Because you as a being, you be. So when you plug that in, and when you go into a mode that, you know what, what can I be with this? That's when you turn your energy on. That's when you turn on your awareness that I'm an energetic being. I'm not just a body, just a bag of bones and meat walking around, but I'm an energetic being. And for example, what if I'm going to choose peace and joy and project it into the world? Is that going to be a bigger influence if you do the actions after that also? But the work with ourselves, is to say, you know what? I'm going to choose to be the light of this situation. Being the light means being peace, means being joy, whatever it means for you, of course. But when you be something, it causes much more change in the universe, in the entire world, than just by actions. So when you go into being, and this is obviously in everything in life, when you be something, your action becomes 1 billion times more powerful than just action itself.
Than just going about the motions. Yes.
Yeah. Like I'm going to go and I'm going to, do whatever comes to you then. But once you flip and once you ask yourself a question, what can I be that would create a different experience, reality? Then you start to claim it. Then you start to have ownership that you have an influence on this. A lot of us have a response that we're so powerless that we presume we're powerless. It's a lie that I can't do anything. I'm not an infinite being that has infinite energy and can infinitely contribute and create a better reality. You fall into the lie, and that's where the anger comes. And that's where the frustration comes. And that's where we say, like, no, I got to go and fight, and I got to fight. You can't, fighting fire with fire, how's that going to help, right?
Yeah.
When you acknowledge the power that you be, the energy that you be, and you operate and function from that will start to create the change in the world. Quantum physics, right? Your quantum field, your energy can create an influence galaxies away. That's what you got to start. That's what we all need to start understanding, is that by being something, by being an energy, creates a completely different universe.
Ooh! Let's go make a symphony of love and light.
Let's go. I'm with you.
Oh my gosh, Michael. We just powered through that. That was incredible.
That was amazing. Thank
you so much for your time.
You are incredible, Laura.
You are.
You are a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
That was so fun. I hope you enjoyed that episode. For way more woo-woo, please follow and subscribe to the Woo Report podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever you love to listen. Never miss an episode of the Woo Report by joining the community at thewooreportpodcast.com. Thank you for liking, sharing, rating, and loving on this little slice of magic. I am so, so grateful you are here. Bye.